Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Daniel and I'd like to wish you a warm happy new year and a welcome into 2023. So this is my first video of the year, and what better way to start it off with speaking on the thing that we all do at the beginning of each year is set goals, make promises to ourselves, resolutions as they call them, and where most of us slip and fall and get back up and continue with them again. We fall back again. We get overwhelmed with the goals that we've set. We stumble back into the things that we used to do, that we find comfort in and pleasure in also. I want to touch on something more precise in the topic today, and it's called something else in 2023. But before I finish off with that, I want to start with an article which I found online at yougov.co.uk, which is a article written on 2023 goals. And the title is How Many Britons Have Made New Year's Resolutions for 2023? So how many resolutions have you made in 2023? And are they realistic? Will they become to be overwhelming in the next few days or weeks even? How are you getting on now we're 6 days in your new goals? So I just want to read this and then touch on the resolutions in which Britons have made thus far in 2023. So, as we bid farewell to 2022, many Britons will be taking the opportunity to make some New Year's resolutions. A new YouGov survey has revealed that 1 in 5 Britons, being 21%, say they will make a New Year's resolution for 2023, compared to just 1 in 7, which is 14%, who say they made resolution for 2022. The younger generation are most likely to vow to make some changes for the new year, with 4 in 10 18 to 24-year-olds, 41%, saying they'll make a resolution for 2023, compared to just 1 in 9 of those aged 55 and over, 11%. And then it goes on and goes on. But what I want to do is touch on the types of New Year resolution that Britons have made so far for 2023, 6 days in. So we've got all Britons, and we've got the males and females. All right. So let's go. So doing more exercise or improving my fitness. We have here all Britons 53, male 47, females 57. Obviously all these are in percentage. Losing weight, all Britons 43%, males 40%, females 46%. So I'll continue with like that, but I won't go with all Britons, males and females. It's always going to be the same structure, okay? Just to get this video over quicker. Improving my diet, 43%, 39% and 45%. Saving more money, 41%, 34%, 46%. Pursuing a career of ambition, 20%, 25%, 16%. Taking up a new hobby, 19%, 18%, 20%. Decorating or renovating part of my home, 18%, 14%, 20%. A few of my neighbours already are doing that right now. Spending more time with my family, 17%, 15%, 18%. Spending less time on social media, 16%, 15%, 17%. Cutting down on drinking alcohol, 14%, 19%, 10%. Volunteering or doing more charity work, Britons 9%, males 8%, females 9%. Giving up smoking, I don't smoke by the way, 6% Britons, 5% males, and 6% females. Raising money for a charity, 5% Britons, 7% males, 4% females. Something else, 15% all Britons, 15% males, and 15% females. And that's what I want to focus on, is that something else. So the ones I've listed off so far, like myself, I've listed those goals and I fell short. There's somewhere I've stuck to, which was the do more exercise. I definitely did that in 2022, but it was a different reason for that, and just saving more money as well. So there's certain things that I've done and I've fallen short on, I've stopped halfway through, or I've continued. And I'm sure you guys have done the same as well. But my main focus is on the something else. Everyone has agreed here. The 15% have all agreed that's something else. They want to do something else. What is that something else that you would like to do in 2023? And the reason why I ask that is because that something else will always be that something else unless we actually do it. So what is it that you want to do that you haven't done, that you never got to do in 2022, or you didn't get to do in 2021? Or maybe because of how things were in 2020, you couldn't actually get to do them. But you can in 2023 because there's nothing stopping you apart from yourself. Now, as a Christian, as a believer and a follower of Jesus Christ, there are something else. There are other things that I would like to do. And I've made a list here on the very things, not just for me personally, because the things that I'm doing right now, like do my first video, this is that something else, and actually continuing doing videos throughout the year. So that's something else that I want to do. I want to also, the something else is to grow in my faith, in the walk with Christ. That's all I want to do. I want to continue to learn his word, and also be able to share the gospel by other outlets. So whether that's through this channel, whether it's at work, or whether it's just meeting a stranger and just having that opportunity to share about that very person who saved my life nearly 3 years ago, who brought me, who took me out of darkness and brought me into the light. The very person that has changed this stoned heart and turned it into a heart of flesh. This man who has renewed my mind, this man who has given my heart new desires. That is something else that I want to share more of. So I've got here just well, I say a few things, but there's a lot of things, and maybe some of these things may strike an interest in yourself, in your something else. Um, we've got here study the Bible. So I see every year there's a lot of read through the Bible in a year. Well, we can do that, but how about we apply in studying the Bible through the year? That's one thing that we can do. We can have, say, a bird's eye view of certain books in the Bible and actually study them chronologically. You got another one here where I've put fellowship with more believers. So whether you struggle to fellowship with other believers, whether through a time where you've suffered mentally, so you could have suffered with some form of depression or anxiety somewhat, but now that that part of your life, or should we say that season of your life, has now passed, and you've grown a lot more, and you want to share that growth with other believers. So fellowship more with other believers. Maybe you want to do apologetics. Maybe you want to learn more of why you believe in your faith. What what evidence um, what evidence makes Christianity real? Maybe you want to study that, so then you have a more of a foundation, a more confidence in why you believe in what you believe. We got here sharing the gospel, which I've said, sharing the gospel at work, but not only that, share the gospel amongst family and friends. I know there's a lot of people who struggle to share their faith with family, but most of the time that's where it has to start. It has to start more closer to home rather than us being saved and then burning to just go on a mission. Well, how about making your mission being at home, making your mission being a sister, or being a cousin, or being your dad or your mom, or your aunt, your uncle? How about doing that? And I know some people frown upon, hearing the name Jesus, or just seeing a difference in you. They do, and that's speaking from my own experience. But sometimes it's not what you say, it's actually what you do. And if your doing is representing what we read in the scripture, then they will ask, and that opportunity will come about where you can share the one who saved your life. I got here as well, share as many testimonies as you can wherever you are. Just share your testimony, whether you do a diary journal, online journal, and you can put it on your Facebook, you put it on your social media feed, or just keep it, and who knows, there may be an opportunity for you to share. Serve. So number one, actually go to church as well, whether you might be someone who prefers to be at home and just be watching sermons, in the comfort of your own home, or has about going into the Lord's house and serving him, purposeful as well, not just serving him just because, but having a purpose to serve him. And what I want to tag on that onto the serving is also honing on your gifts, honing on your skills. Don't let somebody pigeonhole you into something because there's a lack of something, so we need somebody to do that. But honing on your own gifts in what you have been given, and that could be so many things. So if you don't know what your gift is, then again, that's another video in where we can find what the gifts are in which that we have been given in order for us to serve him, and not to serve ourselves, but to serve him. Even though it may be uncomfortable to do, it may not be, the big flashing lights or the explosions. It may not be that. It may just be being there and listening to somebody and just sharing a word of wisdom. That could be your gift. Your gift could just be being kind. Your gift could be being patient towards somebody, towards others. You could be that person where someone feels comfortable to go to because you listen and you're patient and you're understanding. I think, again, I could go on a tangent here, but I think Christians, us as being Christian, we seem to think, oh, we need to do this because it's more spiritual. We need to read scripture. We all have a function. We're all a part of the body. No one's lesser than anybody. Anyway, I could go on. Another one is prayer. Praying a lot more, praying with intention, praying for others, praying with others as well, because I think there's a lot of people where we say, oh, I pray for you, oh, I'll pray for you, but then you don't pray for them, or you forget to pray for them, or other distractions come along, and then that's it. Actually, if you're going to pray for somebody, pray for them, or ask them, say, is it okay if I pray for you right now? Normally they're going to say, yeah, okay, they will. Ask them what they need and pray for that need. Just pray for them. Another one here that I have is looking after our temple. So it's another way of improving with exercise, but this is for different reasons, because our body is no longer our own. This body has been purchased with a price. So we now are obligated to look after this temple, not for us, but for him. But for him. For us as well as, yes, obviously we want to be healthier, but more so importantly because he dwells in here. So you want to put the right things in here. You want to look after this body. You want to feed your soul with richness. Spending time with widows. That's something not really spoke about as much. There's one here where you've got raising money for charity or spending more time with family, but there's nothing ever mentioned about spending time with widows. Those who have lost loved ones. They're alone as well. They need somebody to speak to, or somebody just to be there, or they need an ounce of hope. They've lost someone so dear to them, and they feel as though they want to end their own lives because they have no one, but in fact they do have someone. They do. And it's down to me and it's down to you to share with them that someone who is with them. We've got also as well orphans. And obviously I know with the times that we're in, and all things going on, I won't go into it, but there has to be a time where we can not spend time with orphans, but actually do something for children that are in care, that need a home. Do something as believers. So what can we do as believers for those children who haven't got a home, who are looking for a place to live, who are looking for a family? What can we as believers do? We can even do a coffee group. We can even start a coffee group for males and for females, for fathers with children, with mothers and children, single parents. We could start that coffee group. It doesn't have to be, right, you'd have to stick with this and that's all we can do. We can't move, but we can. So you can start that up. You can then start to just share things about yourselves, who you are, who you represent, and why you represent, and why you represent him. And that could just open up so many different things for some different people who may not even know Christ, or who do know Christ, but have fallen short, have fallen away, only know Christ through their parents, only know Christ through just hearing about him here and there, but actually don't have a relationship with him. So don't close any doors on certain people just because they don't believe the same things that you believe, but open them, because you were once there. I was once there as well. So these coffee groups, I remember a coffee group that I went to, they just opened it up, and they didn't come on strong or anything like that to anybody, but they served so well. And it was like, wow, they're just serving anybody, no matter what you look like, no matter how you dress. They was just serving them. What do you need? Here you go. And you saw Jesus in them straight away. And from that, guess what happened? They then started to attend another meeting. So that would have been, say, like a Bible study, or it would have been just like fellowshipping. And it just started from there. It spiraled from there. 2023, we want people to see who we as believers represent, because we're not representing the world, we're representing he who created the world, he who spoke the word. We're representing him. So I've given a list of certain things there, of something else that may or may not have been missing. You may already have set those goals going forwards. So let's persevere as believers. If we fall, let's get back up, because this race is long. It's not short, it's not a sprint. I know we've heard this all before, but it's a marathon. Each lap that we take, for me, it's growth. For me, it's getting closer to that end goal, that trophy. So what is your something else for 2023? Put a comment below, like, share, and I'll see you on the next one.